in the bottom left, the middle left in the red. The man with incredible TVP. It's Byun. In the upper right, in the blue. Looking for a bit of revenge here. It's Creator. All right, so I wish. Oh wait, that's why Creator gets the scout immediately. He knows the shenanigans that Byun is up to. Byun says, "I warn you." This is the best part about having a Korean caster who also speaks English in the lobby, because then we get translations of the banter, and that is really one of the more fun. If you catch, you don't know me anymore. So I guess that means. Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna be friends with you anymore if you stop my barracks, but. Byun finds himself a little bit behind in this early game. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but his barracks is delayed. He doesn't get his Reaper nearly as far as it would like, nearly as quickly as it like, and this just slows down the build of Byun just a little bit, which of course means it's natural. It's gonna have to go up on the high ground. So for now, Creator got his natural on the way. Byun in the series earlier today. Wow, I'm such a bad caster. I'm like, at the end of the series earlier today, he did things. He played games. But really, it was just a lot of classic, I feel like, or not classic, Creator taking some damage early, not really able to get what he wants. And then, actually, he took a fantastic engagement on Waterfall with some excellent Warp Prism micro. And then he runs across the map and YOLOs into 3 tanks with 2 very low Colossus. And, well, didn't work out all that well. But I love having the live translate on the banner here, because again, you know, Byun, Creator, really most of the Korean players are really good friends. The best version of this, actually, when we were able to, you know, translate banner, was Byun versus Maru. We had a best of 7 TVT Grand Finals in the PC 4-Man Cup that I cast about 6 months ago, and they were just giving each other such a hard time the entire game. And then we had Brian Double DB Choi as the translator in game. It was awesome. But okay, Reaper into the main base now, a lot later than it otherwise would have been. But you know, so it goes. That's what happens when your your barracks is delayed just a little bit. But hey, there's actually nothing to defend this probe line in the natural. So Byun, micro's a little bit further forward than he needed to. He's gonna get 1 probe, a little bit of missed micro there. He gets a second one, should be able to get out with his life, and that's not what you're looking for. If you are a Creator fan, you really don't want that. Your goal is, with delaying this Reaper as much as you can, is, well, to prevent that from happening. But still 2 probes go down. The adept harassment is going to be a bit obnoxious, but Wouldn't Mind on the high ground is going to force that back. And honestly, Byun, yeah, he would like to be mining out of his natural right now, but it's an orbital. He can float it around. So on the low ground, he will go as Reaper. Actually, this is a nice scout. He's going to see that there's a robo, 2 more gateways on the way. I think he saw the Twilight earlier. Yeah, he saw the Twilight. So he knows exactly what this is. This is 3-gate robo coming out of Creator in the first game. As it has to look to shade up on the high ground, but Wouldn't Minds are here. Marines as well. There's 6 Marines. The 6 Marines is enough to fight this one, but Byun has to take a little bit of an awkward engagement. Reaper coming in from the backside. He looks to maybe grenade one of these back. Reaper will pay with its life, but one adept is going to go pay that iron price. And, well, now Creator runs back, but a double Wouldn't Mind drop, triple Wouldn't Mind drop, excuse me, from Byun, winding its way through the wilds of Data Sea onto the other side of the map. And Byun, by the way, is going Raven in this game, so any sort of tank defense is going to be a little bit slower. And there are stalkers right here. Nope, Byun, you don't get to do that. Creator scouts just how many Wouldn't Minds there were, and he says, oh, well, okay, this is obviously for a drop. This is just not a quick defensive play. So, well, Byun's not going to get too much done with this one. And certainly as Blink completes, it's going to be even harder for them to make that happen. Creator, though, playing defensively. It's 5 minutes, no third base. It's just going to be for that Robo Bay. Blink Stalker into Colossus type idea. I'm somewhat surprised to see Creator not a little bit more active on the map, actually, with this 3-gate. Normally, we would see him, if not, you know, going for a blink into the main base and going for a kill move, at least, you know, active on the map, looking to piece away at things, maybe doing damage to a bunker, but at the very least, he's staying safe. very least making sure he's not susceptible to any sort of Widow Mine damage, at least right now. Is the Raven actually, this is a situation where I feel like Byun wants to hold on to his Raven. He does not want to send it across the map. He wants to keep that energy up because there are going to be 2 Colossus. There are going to be 2-3 Colossus ready by the time that Byun looks to make his push happen. If you can disable both Colossus, well, suddenly the push, the hold just does not happen for Creator, not easily. But for now, Raven on the north side, Widow Mine drop on the south side. So Byun actually setting himself up for a nice triple-pronged bit of aggression here. So it's a bunch of Marines and a tank. Stim not done. Combat shields not yet done. There's a low-tech army coming out from Byun, but it's a distraction. Really, he wants Creator to move out of the map. He wants him to pull his army into the third base as the Raven auto turret goes down in the natural. Byun not quite on top of things on the drop into the main base just yet, but the auto turret second one gets dropped down. It's not really, it gets a sentry, and actually it gets a couple more workers. Okay, not target firing the pylon. Widow Mine into the natural. A couple more workers will fall, and Byun's gonna get a 3. There we go. 7 workers go down, and 1 more Widow Mine in this medevac. Byun. No, because he's dealing with the push at the front here. Tank shelling away, and well, the Colossus with Steel Batter overcharge says, no, you don't get to do that one. So Byun's push to the front doesn't get much done. Byun's drop gets 8 workers though. And he burrows, unburrows, just being kind of a jerk about it. And Byun target fires. Nice drop, nice split there from a Creator, baiting out the shot. Says, no, Byun, don't target fire anymore. But still, 8 probes go down. Colossus does not take that much damage. But this army from a Creator now, he kind of recognizes that it's pretty scary. Well, it looks like he's actually just not going to run on the map with the Colossus. But he runs Stalkers on the other side of the map. He should get the medevac, I think, Byun, of course, third base on position. So that makes it rather vulnerable. Stalker runs up the high ground as all the upgrades are finishing at once. +1 stim, combat shields, extended thermal lance. Of course, +1 for Creator. Charge not done just yet. But Byun holding the high ground here. Creator really not able to get too much done. But hey, he's going to get a Marauder. That's nice. Trade for a Stalker, less nice. But while Creator took damage, right, 7 workers going down, losing a sentry as well, not ideal. He's on 3 bases much quicker than Byun is. He can chrono out 3 workers at a time. He's really in a nice spot. So his work count up about 10. He's on 3 Colossus soon enough. Actually, I think he cut Colossus production a little bit to get everything else up, to rebuild his economy just a little bit. And Byun, I don't know that he's going to be able to get too much done, but this is such an interesting development. I know in the TSL cast today I was talking about how Byun really does not like to build Vikings. He says I can win games with Ghost Marauder Marine medevac, and he can. He absolutely, we've seen him do it. But it seems as of late his stubbornness is Widow Mine or Zealot warping in the main base. He's gonna get a couple workers, but the medevac or the Warp Prism does fall. So it's four SCVs. Really not all that impactful. Certainly not worth the Warp Prism and the Zealots. But it seems like someone has broken through Byun's thick skull a little bit and said, no, Byun, life is so much easier for you if you just build a couple Vikings. Like, you won't have these Protoss going 4 or 5 Colossus against you just to punish your style. As we will see this Observer go down. So Byun actually building Vikings in this game. He's only got 2 right now, but he's going to find himself up to 4 rather soon. And, of course, the magic number is just about 9. And he went about 3 Vikings per Colossus, and his Critter is on that triple Colossus count. You do want to make sure that you do have 9, but Byun's army runs forward. It's up about 20 army supply, which is the point where it starts to get a little bit scary for Creator right now. Is Byun forward, looking to see where he can find the pressure. Is it the 3rd? Is it the 4th base? 4th base, of course, much less defended, much less static defense, and that is where Byun's going to go. Cannon goes down to start. Shield battery dead as well. Good feedback on the Raven, which means these Colossus will not be disabled. The Vikings, they're still rather scary. Archon runs forward, and really no consistent damage on the Vikings just yet. So the 4th base will get canceled here. And that's all that Byun wanted. His 4th base not on the way just yet, but he's mining pretty nicely on that 3-base setup. And as long as he's able to keep the Protoss on equal mining, on equal bases to him, Mules will absolutely carry the day. As they let run by, really doesn't get much done. So we're talking about that Byun series from earlier. I've thought about it more. I can remember what happened. And the game 1, it really was this game where, Byun was looking really good. Or Creator was actually looking really good in the mid-game. And then suddenly Byun just got his multi-prong where he started to snipe bases down and Creator just ran out of money. And we started to see Byun flexing that TVV prowess that we have come to expect from him. But look at this situation here from Creator. He got a big blank set up. Disruptor on the right side, a couple Colossus, decent army on the left side, but actually he's not really there. So we will see Disruptor goes down. EP blankets that army. Disruptor now gets a little bit low, no shields to keep it alive. Vikings chasing down the Colossus here. Archons are, well, they're balloons, they're paper, they don't really matter when we have a shield batter overcharge. So Byun stimming in. The army from Creator it went for a base trade, I guess, but it was still too little, too late. So this is a problem for Creator right now. We have Stalkers and Zealots in the third base. SCVs have been pulled away. Fourth base does get killed, not canceled, I think, but Byun, he's going to be able to kill multiple bases here. Now, the orbital has not been lifted up into the main just yet, so that's something. Looks like Creator should be able to knock that base down. Disruptor shot going out. Byun takes a big shot there. Second Disruptor shot going out. Not going to get nearly as much. And Byun, well, he will lose his third base position. Doesn't really lose many SCVs. He loses the fourth, but he gets 2 bases from Creator right now. He does not really lose much of his production. And this is not an army that Creator can engage in super easily. Certainly not without some big disruptors, but Byun stims on top of 1 goes down, 2 go down, make it 3. There we go. Byun knocks down all the tech of his opponent here. Now into the natural he will go. That's Nartosis pylon and a half. Oh, it's gonna knock everything down. The robos, the +2 armor, everything that Creator could conceivably desire in this game to make sure he maybe eventually has some semblance of a hold, but there will be no hold, not in this game. The only hold is the idea of Creator holding onto his keyboard, because this is a game that Byun has taken. 15 more probes go down, and Creator taps out Byun 1-0. In the bottom left here, in the ready's up 1, folks, for the Shopify Rebellion. It's Byun. In the upper right, in the blue, Team NV. Run tied up. Creator. All right, so game number 1, Byun again just ripped his opponent apart, but game 2, we got a little more tech on the mind. Double gas on the way after the barracks from Byun, so we can see expect more Reapers, quicker factory, maybe a little bit more aggression coming out of the Rebellion Terran player. And Creator's just got this. I mean, probe is going to go into the main base. Yeah, there we go. So he's going to check the gas. Says, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. No, he knows there's a second gas. It confirms it anyways, but he saw the SCVs mining out of it. So that's going to be nice. He says, okay, well, I know your command center is going to be a little delayed. I know this is most likely going to be some sort of drop. Probably Wood of Mine drop. Maybe Armory Wood of Mine, something like that. But for now, again, Creator, he's got the general beat of how this game is going to go. Of course, knows how is it going to go. And there we go. He recalls the probe too. So really does not lose much. Anyhow, as see people pointing out, the start of that game for Byun, he went for Proxy Reaper and he got had to cancel it. Not good. And then he still is able to macro his way out of things. And in general, that push didn't really get a lot done either. I'm going to drop an auto turret and a Wood of Mine drop. Well, I guess the Wood of Mine drop got, 8 probes. And that was nice. Okay, Reaper into the main base. Right now, you got 2 probes game 1 with the delayed Reaper. Game 2 is not going to get nearly as much. There's, well, not even a shield battery, but with the Adept there, you're really not going to be able to get that much done. There we go. Wood of Mines are on the way. We're going to see Starport go down behind this. So this just means Wood of Mine drop is going to be a little bit faster, but Creator, because he saw the double gas, you know what he's doing? He says, I'm going to build a Stargate. Most likely, I'm going to build Phoenix behind this. Your aggression, Byun, is just really going to bear no fruit. And then he's going to find his way happily into the mid game. But last time we saw a setup like this, the last time I cast a setup like this, was Here Marine versus Trigger. Which was, of course, a setup that had Trigger going. And he went Mass Phoenix. He had a great defense the first couple. And then, much like Maru versus Myungshik in Days of Yore, 1 Wood of Mine. 1 drop of Wood of Mine snuck its way in. 15 probes go down. And suddenly it is a very dead Protoss. An extremely dead Protoss. Now, of course, in that game, Trigger did a great job holding on. He took it in 20 minutes, and honestly, at times, he built an army that it looked like he was going to be able to make it work, but not quite. His army had too many Tempests, and it was, the strength was not quite there. Okay. Two Widowmines on the field behind this tech lab on the starport. Again, most likely for a Raven once again. There's a word where there's a Banshee, but yeah, there we go. Raven on the way. Widowmine drop as well from Byun, as he does have his natural fully saturated, or situated, not saturated, not yet. But Oracle on the map, find his way on the other side. Phoenix are on the way. It's only going to be two, or actually only going to be one really done by the time this drop arrives in earnest. Byun got a couple corners to get the Widowmine drop just a little bit faster. Now the Widowmine's burrowing into the natural crater. That's a late pull, but he's going to be just barely in time. Only two workers do go down. Bit of an F2 there from Crater, though. Oracle not finding his way into the mineral end. Now as the Phoenix arrives, this drop got to run away. Turntail between his legs, and as a young family friend of mine once said, run, 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 run. Pretty much, but now, yeah, the Phoenix is going to be able to knock this one on down. There we go. But he does actually, he gets the Widowmine out. Very nice last second drop there from Byun as the Marines run forward, looking to buffer for that, or looking to just keep as much as he could safe. Now, it doesn't keep the meta back alive, but at the very least, Widowmine, that's something. Well, Crater finds himself in a wonderful position right now. His third base just going to be a little bit faster. Just a little bit. It's about 10 seconds, but I mean, something. As again, he's going into this defensive play. The interesting thing is a lot of the most successful Protoss players right now, they've been going into map control, map dominance, early aggression types of styles, early charge, Phoenix into charge, Oracle into Blink Stalker into charge, Gateway Man styles, heavy styles, and eventually you get Colossus, but it's only after that first bit of damage, the first bit of push has happened from the Terran. But that's not what Crater is doing in this game. That's not what Crater is doing in this series. He's going quick Colossus. He says, you know what? I want to play a bit of an old school Protoss style. I'm going to establish my three bases. I'm going to build a death ball, and I'm going to make it hard for you to really get anything done off your pushes. Which is valid. Sure, it's a way to play. But if you listen to Ryung in his interviews, it is counter to the meta evolution that he sees happening right now. Is now Phoenix going to dive in? Oracle not really doing all that much. I would have expected to see the pulsar beam turned on. You get maybe a couple more SCVs, but no, not right now. Okay, first Colossus is out, and Byun, his stim is just about done. Combat shields on the way, +1 on the way, so that's 7:30 timing. Really, I think it's gonna be closer to 7 minutes actually. This is a 6-minute stim build coming out of Byun. It's a bit of a variant of it's the same idea that Ryung used to kill Crater and Hero and all of these other Protoss in Katowice. The Phoenix sharking around on the map right now. If they get a Raven, that is really the dream, but even still, getting good detection, figuring out where the army of Byun is always going to be rather nice. And we can expect them to bomb on top of this Raven pretty much the moment that the push happens in earnest, because really Crater cannot afford to find his Colossus to get disabled, but the disable happens anyways. Good force fields, no, but Byun stims right on top. Its second Colossus arrives. They're going to be a second disable right there, so it really is only this army on the ground. Byun stimming on top of things. Into the natural, he will go. Shield battery overcharge has been popped in the natural. Okay, but that's Byun. Now, that being said, though, the Phoenix are going to be able to chase this down. The Colossus do not die. They're able to kite out the interference matrix. And Crater's fine. He's dandy. He's A-okay. He's got his third base up. This push from Byun accomplishes just about nothing. And the game goes on with a pretty heavy Crater lead. Now, Crater can't go in the game with us. I don't think. He does not have charge. Moving his way into the natural is a scary thing indeed. Oracle flies in, though, looking for a revelation. Doesn't even need to do that. Says, up. See what's up. Byun behind this, he's a new. If someone said, "Hey, Byun is lending his account to someone," like lending his account to, I don't know, Cure, I'd believe it. This is much more of a Cure-esque style than it is a Byun-esque style. Now the bio run stimming on forward, but there's a shield bat or the stage trap there. Half the Marines go down, a bit of a force field, but again, another Colossus will be disabled. It's only the one, but now Marauders get lifted here. Crater takes a fantastic fight. One Marauder falls, or excuse me, one Colossus falls to be sure. But now Widowmine, gotta be careful there. Dro drags it on top of things, and the stasis trap, well, keeps that army alive. So Crater, he's still in a great spot. Losing that Colossus is suboptimal, though. He's gonna have to go back, retool, go again. Now we have a game where Byun, his third base is, well, actually, it's even slower than us. Well, it's on position right around the same time as a 3-1-1, but of course it was much faster. And Byun's just really kind of on, or it was built much faster. And Byun's just kind of on the back foot right now. Creator's been able to take his fourth base with impunity. That push did not end the game, but it traded well enough, even if he did lose a Colossus. And now Byun's going to get him active on the map once again. He does have ghosts in the army right now, looking for this big surround. He's going to get a couple zealots on the left side. Creator rotates north to try to defend that position between his natural and his third base. Byun, what does he have in store for us here? No more Ravens. That's going to be a free Archon. That's nice, stimming on top, but ooh, on pickup there from Creator. Creator's been showing some really nice War Prism micro in the last several days. He did it to Byun on this map, actually, in the TSL, and then he kind of yielded across the map after he took a great fight. Lost the game. But his War Prism micro has been really, really good. As Zealot finds his way into this third base, but really there's just as much of a scouting Zealot as anything else. I don't think there was ever a reasonable expectation that it was going to get all that much done. As there we go, Stay Trap goes down, but Marauder just figured that one. Okay. But folks, charge is done. We're seeing more and more high Templar market, more and more Archons getting ready. Creator thinks he can break Byun right here, right now. He's up 20 army supply. Let's see what Byun can do to make this defense happen. Not a ton of Vikings, but he does have ghosts. EMPs are so important here. As we're gonna see EMPs blanket this army. Phoenix chasing on top of the Vikings as Byun kites through the minefield. And now time for the re-engage, running forward. EMPs again on top of everything. Not a lot of shields on this army. SCVs have been pulled. The Phoenix lifting off as many Marauders as they can, but the supplies are starting to equalize just a little bit more. Most of that though in the production for Byun right now. And the Colossus have not been dealt with. Byun, he has to micro backwards. He has to run away. 19 SCVs in a negative trade for Byun. The Colossus though, they're standing strong. That really is the scary thing right now. One Colossus will die actually to the missile turret, but it does not matter. Creator gets enough damage done. He holds off. He gets damage on his own, and he ties it up 1-1. In the bottom left here, in the right, he took game one, fell in the second. For the Rebellion, it's Byun. And in the upper right, in the blue, folks, he is, for Team NV, it's Creator. Man, I love my ghost emote. It makes me, I don't know which I like more, the Protoss door emote or the ghost emote, but seeing them, they make me very happy. I think they're a lot of fun. I'm just excited. We're gonna have the third tier of memes. We're gonna have an ultra into lose emote eventually, and it's still in the storyboarding phase, but that's gonna be a lot of fun. So we have, Protoss needs a door. People, oh, Byun! That never happens. Nice surround there. Creator not quite quick enough on his fingers to be able to probe walk on out, and that means, this means a couple things. First of all, it means Byun is not gonna get scouted. So Creator actually, I don't believe. Oh wait, there we go. Yeah, he does not know what's happening here. All he got was the single gas. He does not know. He's gonna think this is a proxy. He's gonna think this is a proxy of some sort. He saw the gas. He saw there's nothing in the wall, and that's actually not what's happening. Now there's gonna be a command center in the wall, of course, and there's a factory on the way. But Creator's going to have to react to this again, as if this is a little bit more enhanced aggression than he would otherwise. There would be a standard opener. Of course, it's Byun, so Byun loves to be aggressive, but a little bit of mind games, and that's all because he was able to kill the probe early. And also, one probe doesn't make big difference economically. You're kind of fine, but it is that scouting denial and also the mental damage. That probe should never die like that. So Reaper into the main base right now. Byun got a bunch of workers in game one, and he won. Or 2 workers. In game 2, he got nothing, and he lost. Game 3, he gets nothing. In fact, he loses the Reaper early on, and he also, well, we don't know. Maybe he loses. And maybe he doesn't. All right, so 2 more gateways on the way, grand total of 3. This is a lot of gateways early with no tech here for Creator. We've started to see some of this. I give a lot of credit to Hero a lot, but really it's just because he's been doing all the interesting things as a Protoss, but we've seen these. I'm going to build gateways early. I'm going to put some pressure on, and then I'm going to get my tech. But it's such a weird timing that in general, Terran players don't necessarily expect it. So there we go. Robo is going to be on the way behind this as the gateways do finish up. We might see a fourth gateway here. We might see a fourth gateway from Crater on this pylon, which would really amp up the aggression. But I think it's just going to be for, yeah, it's just going to be for standard warpins as Marines try to find their way on the low ground. A Cyclone is revealed, so one of these Adepts is just going to go down. There's really not going to be much saving. But now the Cyclone out on the map, and with 4 Stalkers here, Byun cannot hold on to this natural. Byun. Oh, Crater, if he was been on top of that, I think that's maybe a dead medevac, but he's able to turn around just in time. A good scout there from Byun. He knows exactly what this is. As Stalkers now, they're going to try to find their way up onto the high ground, and SCVs are pulled preemptively. Now, there's one good lock-on, so every time there's a lock-on, a Stalker will go down. Even when there's a lock-on, Stalkers may fall. So Crater not quite getting the damage he wants just yet, but on top of things, there we go. The Cyclone is dead, trading for another Stalker. That's fine. The Cyclone, it really is the great strength of this defense for Byun. Oh, great repair on the SCVs. Another Stalker dies. Byun does not allow this to get any damage whatsoever. The pylon will go down, the Stalkers go down, Byun loses 3 SCVs, but really, that's kind of okay. So of course, behind this, Byun, he does have, well, a little wriggle in his tech. He got Banshees on the way, and I do like that. With as aggressive as Crater was, as much as he committed to that, I mean, he's lost 3 Stalkers, 2 Adepts, a couple Zealots, a pylon. This is expensive for the Protoss. He's not necessarily going to be prepared. He's not going to have enough anti-air, really, to deal with this Banshee. So, Banshee on the other side of the map as a Warp Prism gets made. Blink getting started. Where are the 4 Stalkers? Okay, they're in the main base. That's something. Warp Prism on the bottom side. We have another. Yeah, Crater's really pulling out all the stops in this game, number 3. There's a Dark Shrine on the way as well, because why the hell not? Let's just build everything. Kitchen sink it. Let's go. But the Banshee into the natural here with no cloak, by the way. This is just a cloakless Banshee. So Byun, he's going to look for maybe 5, 6 workers, see what he can get. 1 worker will go down, make it 2, make it 3. And he's going to, yeah, really a bit of miss micro here from Crater. He gets 4 workers, and, well, he gets out. Really takes very minimal damage, which is really nice. If he traded out for like 5 or 6 and lost the Banshee, we would have said that was worthwhile. But getting 4, keeping the Banshee alive for a later date, yeah, you absolutely take that. This path that Byun is taking on the bottom side, you know what it's going to do? Oh, no, never mind. Why is it always like that? It's like, oh, he's going to scout the thing, and then they reposition, and it's not really going to happen. So Byun instead, he's going to find the Stalkers, zoned out into a corner. Now the Stalkers may be able to kill this Banshee. Yeah, 1 more volley. And from a position of Byun scouting the Dark Shrine, instead he loses the Banshee. And, well, that's a little bit less nice. But all right. Dark Shrine now complete. Warp Prism, that Crater got so early just sitting here. 3 DTs finding their way warped in. Crater proxy base on the bottom. We talked about that last game, how if you had told me Cure was playing for Byun's account, I would have believed it. This game, it feels like SOS has come back from retirement to play on Crater's account, as he's got the proxy base, the proxy Dark Shrine, Disruptors and Blink, and all sorts of shenanigans. Byun's got a drop in the main base, and there's really not a lot here to defend. Shield Battery is nice, of course, but that really is not the end-all, be-all. So he's going to force a recall on the Stalkers on the other side of the map. Byun just immediately turns back, runs away. And this path he's going to take, no, he's just going to posture here. He's not going to be able to see the proxy base on the bottom side. Stalkers now posturing, but medevac, they're not going to be able to find it. And Crater, it's somewhat surprising. I mean, okay, I know what Crater wanted to do. He put the Stalkers on the other side of the map. He wanted to put pressure in the natural while he dropped DTs in the main base. And now he's going to try to do that. That's a little bit later. But the question, though, really is how many scans does Byun have? He's got 1. He's got 1. But he does have a Raven. So really, the damage potential of these DTs is not super high. But Byun is very much turtled on 2 bases. He does have his 3rd base done right now, but I mean, look at this defensive setup he has. He's a bit worried about the pressure from Crater. Oh, this is a problem. Does Crater see this? He will blink on top of it. 1 medevac will fall. He's going to lose the other one too. A couple units are going to get out, but really not all that much. Byun caught looking, and most importantly, he did not There we go. He did not see the bottom right base. He's not aware of this. So as far as he is aware, this is a 3-base Protoss. This disruptor is going to knock. Oh, that's very nice there. The flanking disruptor just randomly showing up on the map. One tank gets low, knocks down a couple marauders, and Byun stims after it. This is going to be a dead disruptor, but honestly, I think that's fine because really, this is a game where Byun is significantly economically behind. It's now Warp Prism dropping a couple DTs in the main base. There's just no detection here because the Ravens, they're on the map. So it's going to be a scan. A couple probes go down from Byun on the other side. Good drop there. 9 probes go down, 10 probes go down. Is into the 3rd base. Stalkers will go. SCVs are going to get pulled. A tank will fall. That was dropped low earlier from the disruptors. And looks like this medevac is fall. So Byun does lose all the Marines. This is crazy, folks. And now DT's in the main base. There again, there's no detection. It's just scans. One scan lacking in the main base, no scan of the natural. So scanning gets dropped now. Another DT falls, and Vikings are going to be able to knock this down. 8 SCVs pay the price. That's approaching value. I think also because it did force Byun back. I will say that it's kind of worthwhile. But Crater has his DT blink. Crater's DT blink behind this too. As someone says, this is not La Cucaracha build. Because that is a build that just refused to die. This is just Crater being... This is the build that if you're a Terran on ladder, this makes you rage quit. This is the build that just has you saying that Protoss is disgusting and should be removed from the game because he's just... This is everything that people love to hate about Protoss. All in one game. But Byun has been able to build a rather nice supply lead for himself here, doubling the army supply because Crater just committed so hard to the greed, so much to the tech. As a couple tanks will go down there. Nice shot on the disruptor. Now it's just going to be a recall. They cannot run away. 1 disruptor falls. 1 disruptor will pay the price, but you get 2 tanks down. That's going to be nice. A couple more SCVs will fall as DTs blink in, blink out. And again, Crater's on 4 bases. Not fully saturated on that 4th base, but even still, the game goes long enough and Crater will be happy, but Byun stems in here and, well, he's going to knock the shield battery overcharge with the pylon powering it down. Byun into the 3rd base. He's going to force the probes out of here. Yep, Byun just gets this base. Really, without much contest, is a... There we go. The Cyclone does... It looked like a friendly fire on the tank, but it really just... Stalkers kill the Cyclone. So Byun is thinking he's happy now. He thinks he's in a good spot. He got the 3rd base of the Protoss, and maybe there's a 4th base on the way, but he says, yeah, you know what? I'm knocked Crater down a peg. He does not know about the base in the bottom right. We're going to have to see if that really does come back to bite him here as Disruptor Shot runs forward and tanks now starting to siege away. No ghost for Byun just yet. Now they're starting to join me. Byun stimming on top of things. 1 disruptor falls. 2nd one goes down. Big shot is going to be the 3rd defensive DTs warped in. Byun, he thought he had the opportunity, but the target fire was not quite there. From a 40 army supply lead, it's now 20. Byun does this sometimes where he says, I can go and I can make something happen. I can kill these disruptors, but he mistimed it. I guess he thought there were less shots than there were. A couple more DTs will die. Archon gets morphed in, and it really is not going to get too much done here. Good tank target fire on these Stalkers. The disruptor shots go down. Tank does fall. Byun forced back off this position. But he's got I don't actually know he's got another rally. More disruptors will fall. Colossus on the high ground. No extended thermal antidote. So Byun absolutely can get on top of this one, fighting so many probes. Where to the situation where Byun is on 3 bases, Crater's on 4, but the worker count is getting fairly equal. In fact, it's been equalized right now. 2 Colossus on the high ground, really the only tech that Crater has to defend. Byun now, he's going to be able to break the 4th base of Crater. I guess we call this the 5th base of Crater. Widowmines are going to burrow once again. Byun now is sitting high on the hog. He thinks he's in a great spot. He's killed 2, and he is actually in a great spot. Let's make no bones about it, but not as quite as good as he thinks it is. There's DTs, or yeah, 1 DT, some Zealots on the other side. But there's a missile turret now. Ghosts and Marauders, they're going to have a lot to say about that one. So Crater thinks he's forced to go. He actually is kind of forced to go all in. Only 56 workers. Yeah, the bottom right base really helping him out. But even still, it does not have a lot in these other bases. It still is a 3-base Protoss versus a 3-base Terran. Byun playing around with things. Zealots on the right side looking for a bit of a flank. That's a weird spot for Zealots to run in from, don't you think? Byun, his scan gets dropped. DTs, though, they morphed into Archons immediately just to be a bullet sponge, but that Archon is not long for this world as Byun stims forward. Extended Thermal Lance is done now, but for Byun, the only thing he's worried about is whether he can get on top of the Colossus. There's really not a lot to defend them. 1 DT defensively is now Crater microing backwards. Byun's going to say, oh! You had that one, didn't you? As Byun really could have gotten that Colossus, and unfortunately will not be able to do so. But Byun's now going to have an answer to many of his questions. As he finds the bottom right base, his Crater kites away from it. And now the map gets really scary for Crater. Map is scary for Crater, has been scary for Crater, but now Byun can attack bottom right and upper left. in a game where Byun, or in a matchup where Byun is so good at his multitasking, how does Creator defend both? I mean, you can recall once, but you need more than once. You need to be able to consistently be able to defend both, and with the army supply lead that Byun has, okay, there we go. So there was a recall. Creator thought that Byun was active on the north side, and Byun just kind of ghosting around. He didn't really know where he wanted to go, but now the army of Creator is far away from this last, or the mining base that really kept Creator in this game. So Byun, he's going to take a really strong pushing position. Planetary on the 6 o'clock base, which is going to allow him to just really roll into this 4th base. So I think Creator's going to realize this base is dead. Byun's going to get his 3rd Nexus of the game, and Byun stims in. He says, oh, well, you don't have much here, so probes are going to have to run away, but Byun just getting on top of them. There's going to be a lot of dead probes. Byun really not committing too hard to this, actually, so the probes, well, we could get more as DT defensively warps in, and, well, that's another scan going to get dropped. DT runs away, and hey, there we go. So it's going to be able to keep itself alive, and more probes will continue to go down, but really not as much damage as I expected from Byun, honestly. I thought he would just commit more, kill the base, but he's worried about the counterattack onto the 4th, I think. Little does he know that, of course, Creator ran home. He teleported back home. He says, I don't know that I can keep this base alive anymore, so at least I can keep my army alive. I mean, that's going to be the goal. But Byun does have his 2-2 on the way. He's adding, actually does not have very many Vikings. He only has 4. He got +1 air attack, but 4 Vikings are really not enough to deal with 3 Colossus right now. Good win of mines to start, though, as Zealot runs forward, looking to bait that one off. Big concave here from Byun, actually. This is a bit of a mistake from Creator taking this engagement as 1 Colossus so damn low. Byun, the right side army is going to get dealt with, but now here we go. Byun on top of the army. Got another Colossus will fall, but before it even dies, Creator taps out. Byun, 2-1. In the upper left now. In the blue, he's up 2-1 in the series, looking to make it 3, looking to win yet another EPT Cup in his first Korea in a while. It's Byun. In the upper right, in the blue, folks, put your hands together. I need your support for Team NV. It's Creator. So where do we go here? Stargaze is, of course, a map that the Terran can kind of take a free expo. A lot harder for the Protoss because, of course, this pocket base is a base that you can pretty much mine at full efficiency while you mine out the minerals. Whereas Creator, he has to long distance mine from his main over to this position, and that just takes a while. So we do tend to see a lot of Terran players, they'll take that as their natural. They can do some rather cheeky, some rather greedy things behind it. And on the flip side, we tend to see a lot of Protoss players, they'll build a Stargate right around right here, just out of range. Xel'Naga, by the way, does provide vision onto about half of this base. So they'll put the Stargate right outside of Xel'Naga vision. And then they'll go and they'll run an Oracle, pretty much proxy positioning, looking to try to punish things. So there we go. There's the expand there from Byun into really the free base. And, well, for now, right now, we're going to have to see what Creator wants to go for. In fact, he's committed to a Zealot early. He wants to put some pressure on. Now, realistically, there's a Reaper that's going to be out. Realistically, this Zealot is not going to be able to get too much done. But at the very least, it's going to force the Reaper to not really get a good scat out on the map right now. But the Zealot runs home, and the Reaper wants to go over there anyway, so says, yeah, fine, I'll take that fight. 100%, I'll take those free 100 minerals, thank you. It's a donation to the cause of Byun. But there's an Adept arriving, and the Zealot's still not dead. So Byun, 1 more shot, 2 more shot, a couple more pot shots, and actually, the Zealot does not die. Now, the Reaper is going to be able to find his way into the natural. Here's Byun. Well, we don't really have much of what he's going for right now. It's just going to be, well, it's probably going to be Widow Mine drops. Let's be real. Widow Mines are on the way. Reaper go high ground. Reaper go low ground. Looking for that Zealot. And the Zealot is still fairly low, but it's been able to regen some shields. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4 shot, 5 shot. Byun commits to it, but we'll lose the Reaper in exchange. I'm not really sure that was worthwhile, but I understand why Byun did decide to go for it. There we go. Stargate on the way behind this one. Widow Mines 1 at a time. It's going to be probably a 2 Widow Mine drop. And oh, Widow Mine on the map right now. That's, hey, there we go. That's going to be a dead Adept. And the Widow Mine's going to be able to run away from the Stalker, of course. Eventually, Stalker would like to kill it, but another Widow Mine on the high ground. So Byun defensively here, he's fine. We're going to see that Widowmine get repaired. Byun holds the high ground. It's really hard to break this. And Crater, for his part, you got a quick blink. So additional gateways on the way. He's going to have blink ready, and that just means we're going to go into a rather standard game state. Blink, couple gateways versus a Widowmine drop. I mean, this is a game that we've seen many, many times over. And for the most part, Crater's been handling these drops from Byun fairly well. Not perfectly. I mean, we did see, what was it, game 2, where he did, I think it's like he took 7 or 8 probes worth of damage to a delayed Widowmine drop. But in general, and that was also when there was a Raven, so it was really not exactly comparable. But in general, we have, of course, seen this work out pretty well for Craters. Now, Byun Busin is scouted by the pylon. Where are the stalkers here of Crater? There they are. So Byun is just going to buy a little bit of time, looking for a bit of an awkward angle. As he moves in from an awkward spot, stalkers more warp into the main base. Crater's starting to realize that Byun's moving into the natural right now. That's the only time that makes sense. So Widowmine drop off in the natural here. Probes are going to get pulled, and, well, 2 workers will die. You know how it works. Oh, Byun saves both Widowmines. Maybe? No, he does not. Byun, by trying to save 2 Widowmines, instead he loses the medevac. And, well, that's not quite valuable. That's not quite as much as you would like. So, Crater's going to take the third base, linear third on location. Byun, very aware that Protoss players love to take the gold on this map, so he's just got a Marine scouting on the bottom side. But now the Raven as well, looking for a little bit more damage. The Stalkers, their blink is done. They're going to try to find something on the other side of the map, and honestly, they can... Well, okay, they can't. There's a tank here, there's Marines, but technically they can blink into the main base, or into that natural position, and really start to find some value. The Xel'Naga does enable that one. But for now, Byun is well positioned. These Marines doing a great job of zoning out in the cliffs, tanks as well. So the Stalkers, they want to find something. I don't think they realistically can. And yeah, so they're just going to posture on the middle of the map as the Raven into the natural, looking for a little bit more probe damage. He's going to get 2, and, well, actually not even 2. It's going to get 1 probe. That's not exactly what Byun is looking for. As awkward as that last game was for Crater, as much as he looked for damage, he did not really find his auto turret. Hey, he's going to not get a Stalker. But hey, not getting probes either. Crater's handling this very well. As awkward as that previous game was for Crater, this one very much feels like it feels the polar opposite. It feels like it's a very awkward game state for Byun. He's not really been able to get much of anything done. Yeah, he knows this is not a gold, but... well, we're going to have to see what this push is able to accomplish. There's a scary position. You can kind of siege up where the 4th base is, move on low ground to high ground that Byun may be looking to take advantage of. Is the stim finishing up in the next 30 seconds or so. Combat shields +1, all those wonderful things. 3rd base behind this as well. So he is he's no designs. He's gonna probably make a push, but this is not the designs on a 730 big +1 stim combat shield, a game ending or at least game deciding push. No, it's pressure, and he wants to get something, of course, but not really all that committal. As the Marines, the Marauders stim forward. Actually, the Marauders are dead. Great target fire there from Crater, but Byun, he wants to make sure he owns the Xel'Naga. By taking control of the Xel'Naga right there, he's going to be able to go. He's going to make sure the Stalkers cannot really abuse him all that well, and it just gives him so much vision on this map as Raven auto turret drops maybe into the 3rd base, but no, it's just not really going to... yeah, this Raven has not got much of anything. But there we go. Double drop into the main base, or what will be the main base. So that is that's a bunch of Marines, 60 Marines and Marauder, dropping into the pocket base that eventually will be understanding the main. There are only 3 Stalkers here. The majority of the army of Crater is sitting to defend the pressure that he assumes is coming in from Byun. We're going to have to see if Byun's going to be able to get what he wants. Concussive Shell's done right just about right now. Stalkers, they run away. Concussive Shell's not quite ready. And there we go. The pylon goes down at the very least. Drop picks up, runs away. Byun rotating hard bottom side right now, as he's starting to realize that he can just not make the push happen in the main base. Just too much there from Crater. He's too solid defensively, but he's going to meet up on the bottom side, knock another pylon down. Is a random Zealot. He's going to show up. But this drop from Byun is still active on the north side, knocking down rocks for the moment. And life is so awkward for Crater as he looks to try to be active on the map. This is a wide open situation. These are the map in the middle, or I should say the middle of the map is so wide open, as we will see High Templar looking for a feedback, but the Raven is not there, so that's just going to be not a dead High Templar, but a very wounded High Templar. And now Byun, he owns the high ground. Colossus, though, they're able to see a lot of that. One of the tanks are not yet sieged. But again, it's just such an awkward position for Crater to try to fight in the middle of the map. It's so wide open. It really does give Byun those flanks, those surrounds that he makes his bread and butter with. So scans out, sees where the army is, runs forward, thinks he's got an opportunity here. Good disable on one of the Colossus. The other two, they're going to be able to fight. Actually, no, it's a disable on the War Prism, excuse me. And the Colossus are fighting strong, but now one Colossus runs away. Byun still fighting forward. Tanks doing great damage here. One Colossus will, oh, great pickup, Micro. But there we go. The Colossus starting to get a little bit low. Stalkers as well. The army of Byun moving forward. Widowmine is not going to get the shot. It gets a little bit of something, but Byun, he gets a good trade. He trades equally, I guess. But he does not end the game. He does not kill any of the Colossus, does not get the Warp Prism, although I do like the disable on the Warp Prism. Crater has shown such tremendous Warp Prism control, such tremendous saves, and we saw that there at the end of that fight that you give Colossus that Warp Prism, those Colossus don't die, or if they do, it's because the game has been lost and it does not matter anyways. Got now fourth base on the way. He's got to have his +1 armor done rather soon, +2 attack as well, getting additional attack upgrades for the Vikings that he does not have any of and is not building anymore. But there we go. Vikings are on the way. Okay, yeah, Byun, quad drop, north side. Plenty of stalkers here, though, defensively. If Crater reaction time, this is going to be a bit of a problem. But Byun, he's going to get his army out right now. Stalkers, they just got to run away. Pylon's going to go down. That really should be just about it. Well, yeah, just a couple of stalkers. Not really all that much. I don't know that Byun's going to be able to get too much more in the main base. Now that Crater is aware of it. But Byun is dominating the center of the map right now. It's, as a Protoss, especially as this Death Ball Protoss style that Crater is going for, he's got, he's got actually 4 Colossus. He's adding on Immortals. It's not an army that splits the map very well. And not an army that multi-prongs very well. So as Byun dominates the map right now, it means he has access to so many parts, so many avenues of attack of his opponent's side of the map. And that's just really scary for Crater. So Byun's out, scans out bottom side. So he's going to say, oh, well, okay, you're only on 4 bases here. Oh, well, Crater. That's not what you want. Minus 125 minerals right there. But Byun into the 4th base position. This is where things get a little bit scary. Now, Crater says, this is a fine opportunity. Let me knock down that tank on the high ground. But Widowmines are going to knock down something like that, as now Armor Shredder Missile goes down on top of this entire army, but just not enough Vikings, really, for Byun to really do something here. But he's got a big drop in the main base. You talk about Vikings, talk about big straight up army engagement. That's never been Byun's bread and butter. It's all about the multi-prong. This is how he tore Crater apart in the TSL. This is how he's tearing him apart right now. 14 workers have gone down. +2 armor has been denied. Shield batteries going down as well to maybe unlock pressure later on. And yeah, this army I think is going to go down. Byun's not even really going to commit to keeping it, getting it out. He's going to trade just as well as he can, microing backwards. This is an expensive army for Byun to lose, to be totally honest, with the Marauders and the Ghosts. But it means the entire army of a Crater is in the main base. So these Marauders, these Marines, these Ghosts, they're going to be able to put a little bit more damage on the 4th base. Stalkers lean forward and knock a Viking, knock a 2nd Viking down. And there's still 4 Colossus on the field. 4 Colossus is not an army that Byun can realistically fight, as Widowmines are going to go off, knocking down a bunch of shields on the Stalkers. Now we got some scary flanks coming in from Byun here. He can set up some truly scary engagements. But that being said, the army from Crater is petrifying. He's got a bunch of Storms. He's got 4 Colossus, a couple Immortals. Stalkers outblink 1 Widowmine. Not quite as successful in the 2nd. Big shots there. Look at where Byun is on the map. He's got a decent amount of his army bottom side. Widowmines again, extracting that pound of flesh. But he's got a decent amount of his army bottom side. He's got top side. He's making it so hard for Crater to ever really engage. So in fact, I thought this was for a flank. Now he's just going to go for a bit of a base trade here. The army on the right side onto the 4th base, but Crater trying to find his way in. EMPs blanket this army. Vikings run forward. SCVs have been pulled. Storms, though, I mean, you do not want to pull those SCVs. They're just, it's dead. It's a really limitless damage there from the Storms. The Storms really don't land all that well. Still 4 Colossus alive, as Byun's counterattack at the other side is really shutting down the economy of Crater, putting him even more all in than he already was. Now the command center, the orbital, is lifted. The SCV is pulled forward once again. Byun with a big flank, or a big concave, I guess. Storms land, though. And Byun, he has to retreat to the next level of his defense. Onto the high ground he goes. He just does not have enough army right now. He's building Vikings 2 at a time. His +3 attack is going to be on the way rather soon. He's up on upgrade as it stands, but his production starting to get camped just a little bit more. Byun, I feel like you just need to bring this army home. The economy of Crater has been stifled enough that it should be fine. More SCVs have been pulled. The first Colossus will fall. Second one going down here as well. The target fire actually really not that great from Byun, but now he's going to knock a couple more down. Great pickup micro from Crater. Is this going to be what it takes to make sure that he's going to be able to win this game? You got to target down the Warp Prism. Colossus, they're getting so down low, but the Warp Prism now dead. No tech. Nothing left here. Byun, what a great fight he took in his own main base. He takes the series 3-1, a little closer than in TSL, but even still, Byun shows who dominates this matchup. It's him, 3-1.